Hey guys, welcome back to Blue Voices, the best Carlton series on YouTube, probably. I've joined with the first guest of the year, someone I wanted to get on for a while. We've been planning this for a while, but it's been fucking tricky because we live 100 kilometers away from each other.
Yep.
So, but glad to have you here, Pommy and I. How you doing?
Hey, good man. Look, you're out in the projects.
Yeah.
At the minute.
Yeah.
This will be amazing if we can survive this.
Yeah, nah, the mean streets. It's actually beautiful. Look at the background. Got ducks out here, got a lake. Nice. How many bodies are in this lake, you reckon?
Easily 100. Easily.
But look, I'll get straight into it. Obviously, the breaking news that we got over the last, I think, what was it, a couple days ago? Jesse Motlop, my man, ACL, pretty much season over, right? We're going to be 18th now.
That's it. Pack your bags, war's over. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? I mean, like we were just talking off camera. He's probably someone who's turned into the new Lockie Plowman, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, when Carlton win, he wasn't good enough. When Carlton lose, it was all Jesse's fault. So part of me is kind of relieved that that's going to be off the table this year. It's going to be someone else. But heartbreaking for him because I think no Kerner, a small has to step up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it was kind of written
In the stars.
I did feel like Jesse's been written off by everyone. They've sacked Durden. Ainsworth's come in, everyone's excited about the new kids. I felt like Jesse might just sneak in and be like the main man.
Yeah, it would have been him and Frankie as our two main smalls. Now we're going to be subjected to watching Lockie Fogarty play. So
yeah. Will White as well, potentially.
Oh, yeah, and so this means now we have two list spots. Right?
It is, yeah. It is, yeah. And if you listen to Chris Davis, he said that because there's the third with if they take O'Farrell on the injury list.
Yeah.
He wants to keep that for mid-season draft, so it's going to be really interesting. You'd imagine it's Elijah and Will who get these two spots, but there is rumours. I heard Bucky say Wade Dirksen is evidently being flown over to train with Carlton this coming week, so that makes sense. Key forward who can play key back.
Yeah, well...
We like the Dirks.
I don't know why we got rid of, what's his name from the VFL? Harry Lemmy. I mean, did we not plan for Kerner to leave? Because it was pretty obvious that he was going to go from like round 11 onwards. Like...
It's an interesting one, isn't it? That you would have thought the most logical thing when we sell Kerner would be a big guy came in, and we just got rid of them all, didn't we? Like, so a lot of faith in Hudson O'Keefe, who performed pretty well towards the back end of the year. So obviously he's going to get minutes.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting because I think everyone thinks Pitternet's a lot to be the ruckman.
Yeah,
but Hudson might be the quiet contender there with Liam Reedy. I wouldn't count Liam Reedy out either. By reports, he's looked pretty good in training.
You know, he has. He's looking big as well. He's like a massive... Like, there's so many ruckmen that are like scrawny now. Like, they're all leaner, slimmer. But he's like one of those old school ones. He looks like Mumford. Like, it looks like he's just going to barrel some cunts. Like,
he's a big boy. Like we've seen Lloyd Meek, haven't we? When he got sacked by Freo to Hawthorn, he's turned into... I think everyone's hoping that happens with Liam Reid. Like, is he the next All-Australian ruckman that we've stolen from Fremantle?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, who are they ruck? Sean Darcy and Luke Jackson. Like, no ruck in the comp is going to play over them.
Yeah, I think people always think that Darcy's kind of what we want Pitternet to be, isn't he? Like, to be fair to Darcy, he's always fit. Like, that's my one reservation with Pitternet. Like, I can't remember a time he's played more than 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It feels like you know he's going to get injured at some point in time.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for it.
Yeah, well, look, like our ruck situation, especially with the new rules, the new boundary rules and stuff, I feel like TDK is more of a loss now than he was a couple months ago. Because I feel like those rules suit him way more.
They do, yeah. I mean, I think there's an argument as well that I did hear, one of my mates is a big Western Bulldogs fan, and he was saying that Doggy's Beveridge has done a Voss, because Beveridge had put Bont in some of the match sim in the ruck.
Yeah.
And I was laughing, going, hey, look, Voss is a visionary. Visionary, mate. But I do think there's an argument that you might start seeing bigger-bodied midfielders take ruck minutes as well, just because you need an extra midfielder.
At some contest.
Yeah, so I think Carlton might be... It might, on face value, TDK is a loss. I do think, though, Carlton are going to have to negate how they move the ball out the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm actually excited about how that midfield looks, because I don't think Hewitt, Cripps... And then another big body, like a couple of years ago, we used to play Kennedy. We're playing Cherrer in that defensive role. I think someone's got to be attacking. So I'm kind of intrigued about Jagger and Walsh.
Yeah.
I think we might actually see a little bit of dynamism in the midfield, which could be crazy.
Yeah.
I imagine Carlton excited in the midfield.
We haven't been exciting in, 3 years? So...
It feels a long time ago.
How did we go from being like the best midfield in the comp like 2-3 years ago? Even like in 24, we were considered one of the best midfielders in the comp to now being one of the most like one-footed... slowest midfields in the comp. Does that happen? Is that because we got worse, or did the competition evolve?
I think the problem I have with Carlton is when we do something well, we kind of stick with it for too long.
Yeah.
And when we do something bad, we kind of just change it every week. And it felt like when we'd found that happy spot, that finals run, it was win the ball, get it forward, pressure it. It looked really good, but then it felt like that wasn't really what Voss wanted to do. So Voss changed it and tried to change too much. I do think that we're good enough to compete. My question is with Voss, why doesn't he back that in? Because I think chaos Carlton is better than planned Carlton.
100%.
Like, I don't trust Carlton when we have a plan.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't trust if I heard Cripps say for 4 weeks we've been working on this, I would write down a loss. If Cripps just said we've been drinking every Friday, Pom, whatever happens Saturday happens, I'd go, we might win this. Because I reckon they're a good instinct side, they're a silly planning side.
We had like a more chaos type of game plan in the last couple of years, other than this year. Didn't he say he wanted a more defensive game plan? That's why we kind of played flood the back, park the bus this year.
Yeah, it's interesting because when Voss talks about what he wants to do, it's almost like he's not seen the players play.
Yeah.
And I mean that with like the nicest respect I can say that. It sounds harsh, but I do think like I just did a video this week on Carlton's opportunities in 2026, and my big thing is, I know this sounds the stupidest thing you'll ever hear, but I think when we pick our defence, we pick it to defend.
Yeah.
Where, I know that sounds stupid because that's their job, but you look at modern day football, every team scores from the back half.
Yeah.
And I feel like Carlton, everything we do is safe. And I don't think any Carlton fan in the world would say if Carlton were 2 goals up with 10 minutes to play, you would trust these boys to hold that lead if they just stopped playing.
Yeah.
So I think Carlton's best defence is attack. Like,
offense,
yeah, and I think even now Kerno's gone, I look at that team and I think that ball needs to get in there quicker, faster and more often, and Carlton will score. And you only got to look at last year, 17th for kicking efficiency.
Yep.
So North Melbourne were better than us. That's worrying.
Yeah.
Like, so I think when you look at what Voss wants to do, he wants to control it out the back half. When your kicking efficiency is nearly the worst in the league, that's like operation lose games. Yeah. So I'm hoping he strays from that. Like, I really do. I hope Voss this year has gone, this is how I want to play, but it's not with this team. Like, if he was another team, yes.
Yes, yeah.
With these boys, absolutely not.
No. Well, that's kind of like, I guess that's why you wanted Houston this year. Do you think Houston would have made a difference? Do you think he would have just been fucking shit? Or...
Well, I mean, I look at him at Pies. I think there's an argument that, yes, he would be obviously a better kick. But, I mean, then again, like, some of these Ducks here are better kicks than Carlton's players. So I think there would have been. But I would also say that if Carlton had invested that much trade Arsenal in a player of Houston's calibre, that would worry me. I think, like, you look at 2023, people forget these players still played.
Yeah.
And the kicking efficiency has always been an issue at Carlton, but the way they played hid them things. And I think that's what a good plan does. Like, I look at Dan Houston, and I said this at the time, Port play through Dan Houston, so he looks a superstar. Collingwood, you're just another name.
Yeah.
And you've kind of seen him be exposed when he doesn't get the easy ball.
Yeah.
I think that would have happened at Carlton, because I think Carlton are Patrick Cripps. It's his team.
Centric, yep.
So it would be interesting what it is. We'll never know, but yeah, I think it's that simple, Atouche, I really do. Play to our strengths, which is we can run all day, we can chase, and most of them can tackle.
Yeah.
Play to your strengths. I know Voss has this idea, he wants to play total football.
Yeah.
But he's not going to get the time for us to replace 22 players.
No. Well, he's only got 1 year left, right?
Yeah, but I mean, potentially 12 weeks?
Yeah. Well, it depends how we start. Well, we've got an easy run. Our first 5 games, I think it's Sydney, Richmond, North, and then Melbourne, and then we have Adelaide. So you think we'd be 3-2 if we win against Richmond and they're both Melbourne teams?
100%, yeah. I think that's a big thing with Carlton as well, that we've got to... I hope they enter this... I think 2023, I look at the back end, Voss was sacked at the bye.
Yeah.
I think if everyone goes back, I remember doing content. People were hating him. I used to get the Brisbane Lions failed coach.
Yeah.
This is what you get. Then Carlton went into a mindset, didn't they? It was almost like every game was their last.
Yep.
And I wonder if Voss had that mindset of, you know what, let's just cut the ideas, play football.
Yeah.
I hope he coaches like that this year, because I think he'll actually find that's the secret sauce of Carlton going in there, being chaotic, being hard to play against. And we saw last year, Geelong, that was probably the only time we saw Carlton not be defensive. They kind of like expected to lose that game.
Yeah.
And through it, they destroyed arguably one of the best sides in the league.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Adelaide game, we should have done what we did against Geelong to Adelaide, played that way. Yeah. But it was like we kind of tried to control them and outsmart them, and they killed us. Yeah. So I think the evidence is there. We just got to stick to it.
Yeah, well, we're definitely a momentum-based team as well. Like, when we get on a roll, we're harder to stop. But we never win, like, 2 or 3 games in a row anymore. We always lose. We always win one and then lose one the week. I mean, like, this year went on like an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Like, after what was it? After that West Coast game, it was just downhill. Like, it was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you can see as well, like, last year was interesting, that losing streak, because how many players came out and told us everything's OG?
Yeah.
Like, you had Cripps, Sweeterin, Walsh, Voss did it numerous times. But you could see there was like an internal pressure with the boys, and that's what I always find weird. I always look at Brisbane. Brisbane are a real good example. When they're under pressure, same as Geelong, they don't talk like they're scared. We seem to really build up that pressure, and I don't blame the fans. I know Voss, Carlton do pot shot the fans, but I actually think it's something inside that builds, and that's what I'm hoping this year. I think the biggest message for the Blues this year is we've got to see that trust, that connection, because we keep hearing about it. Yeah. Like, how many times do you hear Michael Voss say we're connected, and Cripps say we're in it together, but then they go out and play and get beaten 60 points by Adelaide and look like they just met that morning.
Yeah.
Like, we hear they're best mates and they love each other.
Yeah.
You've only got to watch a loss. It looks like they've never seen each other play football before. And that worries me. Like, I want to see that connection from these boys.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I spoke to someone at the club who was in a high position, and he was like, because I asked him, he was like, asked him, what was the biggest, because he just came in, I was like, what was the biggest issue you saw coming in at the club? Right? And he was like, and he thought about it for a while, and he's like, the players could be better well connected. He said, when you're from an interstate club, like let's say all your players are from Victoria and you go to like Adelaide, right? You're more connected because you can't really like hide, all you have is each other. Whereas here, I feel like there's a bunch of like little groups in the playing group. There's like the older senior players, then we have the younger players, and then you have like I know like Moya, Motlop, and Durden all used to live together. So I feel like when you break off into these tiny groups, you're never going to be like a complete team. Like you think, like look back in 23, I don't know if this was the reason we went on the run, but they all went on a Camp Kerner.
Yeah, the Camp Kerner.
Yeah. I don't know, they all took fucking PEDs on that camp probably. I don't know what was, but like I mean, it made a massive difference. We played completely different, right? So if team synergy is all the problem is, because these guys can play footy. They've shown to us that they can play footy. Even this year, there was patches in games. Like for the first 11 weeks, we were leading at halftime at 9 of them. So they can play footy. It's just, if all it is just chemistry, I mean, is that not a simple fix? Is that something you can do in a year, like in the off season, or does it take a couple of years and big names leaving? We already had big names leave, but
well, I mean, it'd be interesting. Like the general consensus is Kerno, TDK, JSOS were the toxic members of the group, innit? Like, I mean, whether that's true, whether that's just Carlton fans coping, who knows? I mean, time will tell. But I do think, I always look back to 2023, and I remember making the big call 2 years ago when Brisbane were rubbish, were struggling, and I was like, the way Brisbane play, I think they'll win the flag. And I look at 2023, and there's something that we did, that Brisbane did, that makes me excited, was they celebrated everything, like spoils, it was like a goal, tackles, it was like a goal. When I watched Carlton last year, it looked like everything was hard work. It looked like watching, whenever you're drunk and your mate takes you to McDonald's through the drive-through, and you look through the drive-through window at 1 a.m, and everyone hates life. Like, you can see they're all like, I'm quitting Monday. That's how we looked, where Brisbane, Carlton 2023, they looked like they enjoyed it. Yeah. And that, I think, makes everything better. Like the kicking pressure in front of goal last year, one of the worst sides in the league. Every shot at goal looked like it was a death sentence for our boys. Yeah. Especially when we dominated for 20 minutes and would go, 1 goal 8. How often did that happen? Yeah. Like, we would dominate for 10 minutes and look like the best side in the league. But you could see the pressure. So I'm hoping that, like, I look at Florent and Haywood, and you can see they're best mates. Yeah. I'm hoping that's infectious. Like I listened to Haywood say something about when him and Florent were drafted, they had this agreement that we're both going to win the flag together. Yeah. Like, that was their aim. Yeah. And I was like, that kind of culture hopefully is infectious with these boys. Yeah. That it's not me, it's not you, it's us. Like, if we can do it together, magical happen. So I'm hoping that happens. Like, be interesting though, because you'll never know. Like, is Charlie Curnow toxic? Like, I always say this, as much as I hate Curnow now, 2 years ago, we all were getting tattoos of him.
Yeah, no, 100%. Build a moustache outside the MCG.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, I was getting forms to change my eldest's name to Charlie, and my missus didn't know. I mean, like, just one day he would have been called Charlie Curnow. Like, so, like, let's be honest. So we don't know, but it'd be interesting if that was the case. I'm hoping it's as simple as 4 guys had an ego.
Yeah. Well, if you look back at like when they all re-signed, Sauce re-signed at the end of 23. I think Charlie was at the start of 23. Both of them had the same narrative as like, oh, you know, this is a great playing group. We're gonna win a flag together. Curnow said, oh no, it was Jack. Jack was like, you know, I'm never leaving this club.
Yeah.
This is my club. And then fast forward 24 months, he's gone. So I don't know if that's, again, that points to culture, but is that not like a ego thing where these players said they were going to do one thing, and then as soon as it got tough, right? Now, there might be internal things at the club. I know Silvani has beef with the club. His dad has beef.
Yeah.
He probably has beef as well. Like, he probably inherited it. But if you look at that, and they say one thing and do another, I mean, that kind of points to them being the cancer or the problem. Because you don't want players like that. Especially, Curnow was a vice captain.
Yeah.
Curnow was a vice
choice.
captain. Like, I see what they did with Curnow. I see why they did it, because they're like, oh, you know, he's a barometer. When he was up and about, the whole club's up and about. But, I mean, that doesn't mean you become a vice captain. Like, I feel like there's levels to this shit. You can't just make your best player. Like, was Dusty ever a vice captain?
I think he was in the leadership group, like, towards the end, wasn't he?
But, like, when he was at his peak, I don't think he was even in the leadership group.
Yeah, from memory, I don't think he was 2017.
Yeah.
I think it was like an old man Dusty thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at that proves, like, just because you're the best player in the club or one of the best players doesn't mean you get the leadership group. And I hope we follow with that this year. I actually am big on the leadership group. We don't have a third tier of leadership. All the bigger clubs do, all the better clubs do, like Brisbane has it, Collingwood has it. We have captains and vice captains, that's it. I feel like there's so many players at our club that are getting older now, but they have no onus on them to be a leader. There's no responsibility, so why would they? I feel like players like Harry, like Newman, like Hewitt, these are all senior players that can help lead, help take the load off Cripps and Walsh and Wiedering. But they don't have to, because they're not being asked of it. We don't demand anything from these players.
I agree. I don't like freaks of sport in nature in leadership groups, because I think like Cripps is just a freak.
Yeah.
Like, he's a freak. He's just really good. I think if you found someone Cripps size, look at Braden Sear and stuff. These guys end up working in Bunnings by the end of the year. Cripps is a natural freak. I like the Hewitts of this world, the Newmans of this world, to be captains, because they're relatable. Like, you look at George Hewitt, and I mean this with love, Nick Newman, I mean this with love. I don't think they're outstanding footballers. I think they've maximised their ability.
Yeah.
And if you could inject Nick Newman into all of our players, they'd be superstars.
Yeah.
Because I think, like Ed Curnow, I always used to like the Ed Curnow story, not a talented footballer.
Yeah.
Worked harder than everyone else. Yeah. And they're the kind of guys that I want teaching your Ashton Moyers, your Ollie Hollands, saying, look, if you just do the right things every day, you're going to be a better footballer than me. Like, I look at Nick Newman, and I remember when he was at Sydney, he was a bang average halfback.
Yeah.
Look at him now. He's like, I'd say he's already proven he's better than Adam Sard.
Yep.
Easily better than Adam Chera.
Yep.
And we've paid big money for them.
Yep.
So if that's the mantra you teach these boys, work hard will make it work. That's where I want to be. So I'm with you too. Like, I don't like it when you have like your poster boys as captains and leadership groups. Like, because I look at our leadership group, Charlie Curnow, I understand it, but I think he would have just been happy with money.
Yeah, I don't think he cared.
And I love Charlie. I'll always love him. Like, always be one of my favourite players to watch for the Blues. But like, every time I spoke to Charlie, I didn't get natural born leader. I got cool hippie surf guy. Like, I don't think anything worries Charlie.
No,
like Charlie would get like a debt collection letter and be like, sort it out tomorrow, bro. And you'd be like, bro, they'll take the car. And he'd be like, nah, be right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was, I think it was Doherty who's like, oh, when Charlie says something smart, we all laugh.
Yeah, that
like,
worried me.
Yeah.
That genuinely worried me.
Well, like, I don't know where we went wrong. I don't know when the turning point was, because people pointed to like that Giants game in 24 when we were up by like 8 goals and just went down. But it can't be that. It has to be something. I think it was just that whole run, that whole second half of 24. Everyone just got so demoralised. And then Kennedy left. Well, we pushed Kennedy out. We pushed Owies out. Who else left? There's a couple other players. Like, we delisted, like, Setterfield. And
Yeah.
so I feel like there's a lot of players that were connected with the core group of players like Cripps, like Kerner. Like, they all, you know, because it's like the spine back in, like, 2015, 16. I feel like we got rid of too many players that had, like, that hard worker role and were actually Carlton players at heart. They actually cared about playing for the club. And we got in players like Chera, which is no disrespect to Chera. I think he had a great first 2 years at the club. But he's just like mid. He's actually just Mr. 5 out of 10 now. Like, he does just enough every game to avoid criticism. But when you think about what he's on, what money he's on, and the pick we gave up for him, and what that pick was in that draft, he's been a fucking fail since he's been here.
I always think Carlton and my team in the UK, Man United, are the same team. Proud history, we make stars, and then suddenly you're rubbish.
Yeah.
And you try and manufacture where you used to be. And I think you've nailed something there, Atush. I think Carlton are very superstar focused. We're very player focused. I look at the last 10 years, 12, 13 years now I've been here. It was Judd. Then it was Cripps. I remember when Judd went down, like literally the next Carlton media article was time for Cripps to stand up, The Apprentice, people doing Star Wars references.
Yeah.
And fair play to Cripps. He has stood up to it. That's tough. I think we really are focused. I look at like other list builds, like Brisbane. When they went and spent money on like Lockie Neal, he was already a superstar, a fail-proof superstar. We took a chance on Adam Chera, who at the time was maybe being pushed out by Sarong, went back to play halfback the back end of the year. Adam Sard, I love Sardi, but I always say this, halfbacks you shouldn't be paying first-round picks for because you find them very quickly unless they become mids. So I do think that the big problem with Carlton is our arrogance. I think it goes against us that we think we're better than we are, and we expect to be better than we are quicker, and we're very quick to change the plan. Where I look at Brisbane, they've had peaks and troughs. Like, you think we rebuilded at the same time as them, and they've had horrific years. They've had huge disappointments in finals where they got battered, but they've always stuck to the plan. They've been quite ruthless, and that leads me to this year. I'm excited because I think you nailed that. End of 2023, we culled Setterfields and Kennedys of this world. This year, we've culled people you've heard of. People that people probably buy shirts for. Some people are members because of these players. That excites me because that's the antichrist of Carlton. Like, the Carlton I know would have said to Jack Silvani, oh, you've been paid 800, we'll give you 1.2 and make you captain. Charlie Kerner, we would have begged and pleaded with him to stay. TDK, we would have moved heaven and earth. I'm actually excited that Carlton said, this is how much you're worth. Oh, they're offering you that? All right, cool. And that excites me because that says to me, that's a football team. We're not a player team anymore. Because I think, in my opinion, I love Cripps. I'm not bagging him. But Cripps should be thankful for Carlton. Because I don't think he would have the level of fame if he was at West Coast. Fremantle.
Not at all, no. I mean, he might have more success at West Coast if he went in like 2017.
Yeah, we have a flag, but I think from a hero status, I don't think anyone loves their players more than Carlton Football Club.
No, of course not. Especially him, from what he's given for the better part of 8 years.
And like, look at Jesse Motlop, like with you. I don't think you get that anywhere else.
No.
I watch all the content creators. I don't think, I think our fan base, that's the one beautiful thing about it. You can be bang average, you can be okay, but we will love you like you're a superstar.
Yeah, no. It's like, we might talk shit about you, but we won't let anyone else do it.
Oh, 100%. Like, yeah.
I think Voss is a shit coach, and I think he's gone at the end of the year. But if anyone else says it, some other supporter, like, shut your fucking mouth, bro. That's my coach.
I'm with you. Like, I mean, I've said it on videos, like, I think Carlton are bottom 6, bottom 7. And then, like, a Collingwood fan's gone, oh, I agree with Pom, I think they're 14th. And I'm like, you what?
You're ready to gloss him.
I'm like, worry about your own team. And, like, he's agreeing with me. So, yeah, we are mental. So, I do think that's the big thing for me with this football club. At times we do the easy thing or we panic, and I'm the most impressive person I've heard at Carlton is Chris Davis at the minute.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
He sounds like he knows it's a bit of a shit time, but he holds a bit of confidence the way he speaks, that he goes, look, it's bad now, but we're doing the necessary things to make it unbad. And there's no bullshit as of yet. Like, I really enjoyed him after the draft period. I've heard Carlton do questionable draft decisions, and tell us it's genius. Like I remember when we picked Blaine Burkhurst, like 20 picks too early, and we sold that like we have tricked the world. And Blaine Burkhurst, like he's the best thing about Burkhurst is Friday night he gets drunk and abuses people on Twitter. Really good follow. I recommend following Blaine. He's amazing off camera. But I was really impressed that he was kind of honest that we had to be hard, and he was unapologetic. Where I think before Carlton would have sold that of, oh, Charlie wanted to go and it's all his fault. I like the fact that Chris was like, no, this is a positive. We're having to change something. So I'm excited because I think Carlton have talked football this year, which is weird.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, it's again Chris Davies, the head of football. No disrespect to Brad Lloyd, but that guy, watching him in interviews, bro, like he was like a scared meerkat facing the cameras. Like it's like, bro, like when someone says, oh, so he survived the 2021 review, and he said something like, I have survivor's guilt. I should have gone as well. And he was at the club for another 3 years. Like, bro, when you're saying that, when you're saying you should have gone, and you're still there, and you're a fucking head of football, come on, bro.
It's generally, Brad Lloyd always worried me, especially the first review where it said that Kane Liddell undermined the football department. And I was like, okay, I can understand how you sack Kane Liddell, but surely the head of football has to go as well if he's been undermined by a membership manager. Now that's kind of embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like being told you're undermined by the janitor as a CEO. Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, he doesn't clean the toilet properly. That's why we lost that deal. Like you'd question the CEO. So I'm with you, but I do think that's the hardest thing for Carlton, and I think something that Collingwood have embraced, something that Essendon this year have incredibly embraced. Sometimes you're not that club anymore. And the only way to become that club again is being honest. And I'll commend Essendon last year, which I don't do often. I thought their whole media message was spot on. We ain't Essendon anymore. We ain't 80s Essendon. We haven't won a final for 100 years. We keep losing. Stop saying we're James Hurd's Essendon with a three-peat side. We're not. I think that's where Carlton are now. Carlton are kind of admitting, we're not that team, but we want to be. And that's how you get there. Like, you'll get there quicker, because how many times have we heard the slogans, Atush? Like, they know we're coming.
Stronger together.
Stronger together. Finals or bust was, like, just do it. Like, I hate to be that guy, but I think sometimes a lot can be said by just doing it. And let us choose.
Well, you think about like growing a garden, right? You don't want to cut your plants too early. I feel like we always cut our plants too early. We get a little bit of success, we're like, fuck, we're back. Like, you look at 23, we kind of stood still. We didn't do anything to improve the list after 23. Even after 24, we kind of just like, we bought our own hype. We drank our own fucking bathwater. We were like, you know what, we're good enough. We don't need to get anyone. Like, who did we get after 23 to improve our list? Elijah Hollins. But that was like, and he was sick. He was great. I love Elijah. But we got no one else. And we didn't know he was going to be that good at the time either.
And he was a huge risk as well with what he'd gone through as well. So like, you could ask questions. I'm with you, Atish. I mean, like, the big thing that annoys me at the minute about Carlton, and we haven't had it in 12 months, but I remember 2024 and Cripps and Voss wound me up at the BNF because they tried to make the fans sound like the bad guys with the pressure. But I remember, like, sometimes I think there are more runs at the club, because I remember 2018 going to Essendon when we won 2 games and we won. And I remember the Cricketers' Arms was packed. Carlton fans were like 17 and 1, and Carlton fans was talking like they'd turned a corner. Like, I remember talking to this old guy going, that's the kind of fight that wins you the flag. And I'm like, bro, we're on the bottom, mate. Like, we just be an Essendon, they're bad as well. But I think the beautiful thing about our fan base is we will get behind them. Like, we don't need much, we just need wins. Like, sometimes we get excited when we have a good fourth quarter and we lose. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember after the Brisbane, that finals loss might be the worst finals loss I've ever seen. TDK as a sub.
60-0.
But I remember people getting excited that we battered them for a half, even though we lost.
The second half,
People were like, that second half, man. Like, imagine. So I actually think that's our biggest strength, because I think that it doesn't take much. We are manically will support you, like, genuine. Like, I've seen people get excited that Sam Walsh has grown his hair this year, bro.
Yeah, that was me. He's got thirst trap TikTok hair, bro. Like he plays like, I don't know, some sexy music over it. The club should do that.
But mate, I'm with you, but I don't think the club need to hype these boys up. Like, that's my one thing. Over the couple of years when we're bad, we get that stronger together. I always feel sorry for them poor kids at, like, the cancer ward as well, because we go there when we've lost 3 games to try and get the PR. Like, I feel sorry for them poor kids. They must be sick of seeing us, genuinely. Like, I don't think we need to be that. We don't need to do what St Kilda do and North Melbourne and hype it up, because we're stupid. We love them, like, genuinely love them. So I think, let us do the hype. Just be football. Just talk. And all I need to know from Carlton Football Club is, what's Jesse's rehab like?
Yeah.
How long will it take? Yeah. How's Walsh tracking? I don't need you to give me a witty slogan or a shirt. Yeah. I'll build it up, because I will build it up myself. I know we've got, Geelong practice game?
Yeah.
I know first quarter we're 2 goals ahead.
Yeah.
I'll be tweeting, flag.
Flat. Everyone will.
Jagger, it's basically Nick Dacos.
Yeah.
Like, I know me, so I don't need that, and I think that's what is our strength. We need to hone in on that as a football club.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, well, it reflects on our media team. You look at, no, this isn't a dig at our media team, but we arguably have one of the worser ones. You look at someone like the Giants or even Hawthorn, because they're smaller clubs, their media team compensates for it a lot.
Yeah, and we do the banter. Like, I mean, you've got some good content. Like, Mars does witty things on the Jumper Punch. You do. You've got Carlton Blues do it. You've got the Monday Blues. Yeah. We can do the sound bites.
Yeah, we've got it. We're probably the biggest, like, fan community of any club.
Like we can do the banter. We can do the excitement. I just think sometimes we fall into that track, and you feel the tension, don't you? Like, I remember when we lost 4 in a row in that big run. The media kind of do that thing, don't they, where they go quiet. For a week, they lose again, and then they post an article from 1953. Carlton won by 18 goals versus an Essendon team that were fancied for the flag, and you're like, not really relevant, is it? And then they're like, I never forget, they dug up that person whose great granddad played, and and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on, bro? Like, just lost by 50 points to Adelaide. Like, no offence to this guy's great granddad, but I don't care. And it's just like, sometimes we always are looking for the positivity, where I think that we've got the best fan base in the world. Like, I'd love to play for Carlton, because half a good game. Like, do you remember that overhead goal that Moya kicked?
Yeah. It was better than Ronaldo's UCL one, like, straight up. Like.
Like, the hype train that poor kid got from 4 disposals. Yeah. Where do you get that anyway? Like, he must have felt like 20 men, and I spoke to him. I interviewed him 2 weeks after that. Bro genuinely felt like a god. Yeah. And he played 2 games. Like hearing his confidence, he was like, yeah, this is where I belong. Yeah. So I think we've got a hidden weapon that other clubs don't have. Like, we will make mediocre players, superstars.
But does that work in our detriment kind of a bit as well? Would these players build the egos eventually later on, and then we won't fucking control them?
I always blame the media for that, though, because I think once someone we like you, like, look at Frankie Evans, right? Yeah. Frankie Evans, like, I'm wearing my Frankie shirt, but like, the hype from him, the club started to feed on the hype a little bit. That's where I draw the line. Don't do that, football club. Like, Frankie Evans doesn't need to be told by the club, go out the media, please, because they love you. Yeah. That's where they need to be, like, saying, look, just level yourself. Look, I know Pom's made a song about you. But you're really not that good. Like, we've got a job to do Friday night, bruh. Yeah. Like, hone it in. But we are quick to make superstars. But I do think, I always say this, the time is now for the Blues. Like, I don't buy this rebuild, reset.
So what's your prediction for this year?
For me, it's got to be the 10. Like, I don't care about the outs. Like, the AFL has helped us.
Wait. So is that your prediction? Or is that the standard that's set?
No, for me, the standard is this side's good enough to be a final side. You do our best 23. Yeah. Do it in your head. Yeah. Like, I did my final side, my team for round 1, but you look at them 6 forwards. No offence to Kerner, but I always look, like, all due respect, last year, what was our team? Mackay, Kerner, Evans, Motlop, Durden, and Fogarty and Moya, the 7 guys who played. Yeah. Like, Durden, who? Never heard of him. Motlop, all due respect, but he's still an unproven talent. Yeah. Moya, he's a baby. Fogarty, Yeah. Kerno and Harry. Oh, wow.
Yeah. The 2 stars, but that's it.
Now I look, Ainsworth, I've heard of him. He's pretty good. Haywood, he's very good. Harry, we know how good he is. It's starting to come together a little bit. That I always say that's the issue with my Carlton forward line. The forwards at every club scare me.
Yeah, except ours.
Like, Motlop, Durden, Fogarty, I'm not expecting 8 goals.
No, yeah.
Yes, they might tackle.
Yeah.
Motlop will
pressure
have a
acts.
cool celebration.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give him that. Durden
of
will
these.
just run really hard, and Fogarty will just keep tackling people. I do feel now Haywood, Ainsworth, that scares me a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I've seen Haywood tear games up. I've seen Ainsworth. Okay, this is good. So I do think Carlton have got a good team. I think people have underestimated us
Yeah.
because I think Colonel's such a big out.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as big out to a team system though, because I'll say this, how long have we had Harry and Charlie? Quite a long time.
Yeah, 6 years. I mean, they've consistently the last 4 years.
Yeah, and they've played what, 5 finals together in that time?
Yeah. And
Cool.
both of them ghosted all those finals. Pretty much.
Yeah, so my argument is yes, they're big names, Charlie is,
Yeah.
but it hasn't brought us success.
No.
So it might bring us success without them.
Yeah, well, I agree. I don't know if you watched the movie Moneyball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big fan.
So we got rid of all these stars. We always used to complain, I used to complain at least, that we were always top heavy. We never had those B-grade workmen mids. Like, even like, you look at Hawthorn, look at Sam Mitchell. He said in an interview once, in a postcard, he's like, you know, we have blue collar mids. You know, like workman mids. They get in and they do their job and that's it. They're not flashy. Because look at their mids. They don't have stars. And when you think of the Hawthorn mids, like Jai Newcomb, I don't even know the other ones, right? Straight up, I don't even know. But they do their job.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, I agree with you. Like, it's a spread, isn't it? Like, I do think, like, what I liked about last year was I thought Hewitt was our best player.
Yeah.
Like, all year.
Yeah,
I thought he outshone Cripps, outshone Walsh, Chera. That excites me because when I watch, like, Brisbane, one of their stars has a great game while the other guys do the hard work.
Yeah.
I think we need to be more of a team, and my biggest issue last year was watch what happens when the game's tough. We just kick the ball 1,000 times inside 50, hoping Charlie and Harry do something ridiculous. That, let's be honest, Charlie's a freak of nature, so's Harry.
Yeah.
Harry shouldn't take half the marks he does. He's a freak.
Yeah.
Like, he's an alien.
No, yeah, of course.
So's Charlie, alien. Now suddenly we've got to play as if they're not freaks.
Yeah.
And everyone can have a go. And I think that's our biggest problem, like, Atush, genuinely last year. I know our kicking conversion rate was the second worst in the league inside 50.
Yeah.
But I'd say 50 inside 50 is a week. Normal teams wouldn't have done because they're not stupid. Like, we just kicked it in going, oh, surely Harry beats 8 people.
Yeah,
surely Harry can do this. So now we can't do that, because if Carlton go round 0 against Sydney and go, let's try and have 100 inside 50s and hope Harry wins this battle, we're in for a bad season. So my prediction next year, I'll be bold. I think Carlton finish 9th.
9th. How many wins?
So 14 usually gets you into the 8, but it doesn't anymore. I reckon 15. Actually, 14 and a draw.
Fuck, 14. Bro, if we win 14 games, I'll come back here at the end of the season. I'll jump in the fucking league.
I'll jump in with you.
Bro.
That's hepatitis between friends.
Wow. 14 wins is fucking crazy.
I've
I've spoken to so many people. I've never heard anyone say 14 wins.
I genuinely, like, call me stupid. I just think a lot of people are sudden. I've seen a lot of content this year about Carlton, and what annoys me is accidentally they have become the content that I hated last year, and the proof of why we're rubbish. We're a one-team club.
Yeah.
And now suddenly they're saying all last year, Carlton need to play as a team. Charlie goes, they're like, oh, Carlton are doomed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. But that was the issue last year.
Yeah.
Now they have to become a dynamic team. So I'm going to be bullish on them. I think the pressure is all on Voss.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
for me, it's going to go one or two ways. I'm going to cheat here. We're either bottom 2 or I'm right.
Okay.
Now, you can only go 2 ways though. There's going to be no 12, 13.
Yeah, I agree.
Carlton are going to be 8th, 9th, 10th all year, or we're
fucking.
we're starting to relive Burkhurst.
Yeah.
Going, I wish he was back.
Yeah.
He was a good footballer.
Josh Honey, I wish he was back. No, I agree. I feel like I don't think we'll win 14 games. I think our ceiling is probably like. I think our ceiling is high. I think if everything goes right and everyone gels, I think we can finish 7th.
I don't mind it.
Right? But that's like contingent on everyone doing well, everyone having a great season, everyone gelling, all the new players, right? But I think things can be really bad. I think we can finish fucking bottom 4.
No, you see, look, that's where I am. If my brain's not allowing me to think Voss is a moron.
Yeah,
he can't
definitely,
be.
Definitely.
He can't be. He's a champion of the game.
Yeah.
So he can't possibly be in his office at the minute going, moving the ball really slow and then just kicking it to midgets now.
Yeah.
He's going to win games. Like, surely he looks at that forward line and goes, oh, I'm going to have to be a bit more creative.
No, for sure.
If he is genuinely though sat in his office now going, basically Hudson can be Charlie. This is all right. We'll be
We're
good.
cooked. But like, I was having this conversation with someone the other day. I think it was Rocco on the jumper punch. I was like, surely the game plan can't be Voss in the rooms being like, you know what? We're going to kick it down the line every time, and then we're going to kick it to a 1-on-5 contest. That can't be the game plan. That has to be panic from the players.
Yeah, 100%. Surely. Like, I'm just looking at the guys that come in. Chesser, he's better when the ball's moving.
Yeah.
Right. Florent, better when the ball's moving. Haywood, he hates static football. Surely all these players come in, and Voss is like, okay, what are you guys good at?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
If Voss is genuinely like, my biggest fear is right now he's talking to Ben Ainsworth and going, remember the Jesse Motlop role last year? And Ben Ainsworth's like, yeah. He's like, because I'm hoping Ben Ainsworth's too smart and going, mate, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Find some other shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Haywood, he's going, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Good luck, mate. Tell one of the other idiots. Like, I'm hope they are now, because they should have a standing in the game, because they played awful lot of finals, particularly the Sydney boys, can look at Voss and go, bruh, you right? You being serious? Like, Horse wouldn't do this.
No, of course not.
Like, are you mental?
Well, they come from like a winning culture, right? Sydney has a winning culture, especially those two. And they're senior players pretty much. Like, if Hayward didn't just come in at the club, I wouldn't even mind him giving him the vice captain or in the leadership group. Because he's a senior player that's seen success. I know they haven't won a flag, but he's been in what, 2 grand finals?
Yeah. He's been there and done it.
Yeah. So I wouldn't even mind him being, I know, and I'm not a fan of like first year players getting into the leadership group, but if the new leadership group is announced and it's him, bro, I wouldn't fucking mind. If he's in it, I wouldn't mind.
Mate, I'm with you. I'm with you, and I like the guys we brought in because I do think like just everyone needs to like forget about TDK and Kerno for a minute. Like the guys we brought in are the guys you would have probably wished we could have got in last year. Like Haywood, we were linked with him, weren't we, the year before, and he re-signed.
Yeah, for 6 years, and he came the next year.
So it screams to me that that's definitely something we needed.
Yep.
We all can agree, and we've got him a year later. Ben Ainsworth is actually a small forward, like which excites me. Like all due respect to Motlop, Durden, Evans, this guy is a small forward. Played that role his entire career.
Well, he's proven, right?
Yeah, so he knows his way around the football.
Yeah.
So that excites me. Chesser is basically a young, more dynamic version of Akers. Yes, he's had his injuries, but I like the risk because I think we've got to move past Akers. And I love Blake for the 2023 year, but I don't think we can be defensive down that wing anymore.
No, we need like line breakers, and that's what he is, right? He's got a running, good kick.
And I love Florent. Like I know people are against Florent. I'm a big Florent fanboy. I loved him at Sydney, one of my favourites. I'm so stoked to get him for pretty much free. We gave a 3rd rounder for him, but he takes the game on. Like unfortunately, the big negative of Florent is he thinks defence is for mucks. Yeah. Like schmucks, do you know what I mean? He's like, I ain't doing that. Well, and we've got too many defensive players. I like the fact he's going to get the ball and go, come on, Sardi, run with me. Yeah. I need you to go this way, not behind me. So I'm excited. Like I'm genuinely can see it working in my mind. If Foster's watched these players, we're going to play differently.
Yeah. Well, you think so? Like even with Florent, I think he got the Jesse Motlop treatment at Sydney. I think he's played out of position all year last year. What does he play? So he played halfback last year, but he's normally a winger, right? Yeah,
halfback wing. Had spurts across half forward as well when he did really well under Horse.
So would you want to see him play on the wing this year, or?
I'm hoping that we have a wing halfback rotation this year. That's what I'm really hoping for.
Well, we had that this year with Haynes. You remember Haynes when he used to go from halfback up the wing? I wanted to fucking unalive myself watching that. Like,
yeah, I do remember watching that game and going, "Is that Haynes on the left wing?"
Yeah,
surely not. Surely not. And then like, oh no, he is. That is a position. I just thought he got lost. No, I'm with you. I mean, I'll give Voss this. He tried some stuff. Some of it was mental last year. Yeah. But that kind of does excite me in a way that he was willing to experiment with an obvious issue where, do I agree Haynes is a winger? Absolutely not. But I do agree that the way Carlton were playing, they needed marking power on that wing. Yeah. So he obviously has seen the problem. Maybe the wrong solution, stopped doing it, Vossi, but he did try and fix it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's trying.
So I'm hoping this year he's looking and going, right, okay, Chester one wing, Florent the other wing, rotating with Ollie there. Yeah. What do they need? The ball in motion, going quickly. Let's move it quickly. Yeah. I hope that's his outcome. I don't hope he's got sit there going, yeah, they like it moving, but I really do like Haynes and Akers on the wing.
Yeah.
and I'll play Ollie back to halfback,
Yeah.
and Florent can go there.
Yeah, and chuck Chera back there while you're at it.
Yeah. I really hope that's not what he's thinking.
Yeah.
But you don't know, do you, Atouche? Like,
No,
we
you
could
know.
be talking this, and might be sat there, Sydney game, Haynes left wing,
Yeah.
Akers right wing, Florent back pocket, Sheraton Ollie halfback, and we're like,
I might just start a riot. If I see Haynes on the fucking left wing running up, I'm gonna start a riot. I'll never forget when we played. But even Haynes, I love Haynes, right? But there was a moment. This is completely unrelated. This just bothers me. It lives in my head rent free.
go on.
That North game that we lost, right?
oh yeah.
That was the worst game I've seen in my life. All right. But I watched Haynes. I was sitting in the North Melbourne pocket, like their cheer squad, next to them. Haynes was in our pocket, and he was getting fucking bullied by Zerha. Bro, he was getting thrown around like a rag doll, right? I don't know why we didn't change him as well. We're like, no, it's fine. He can stay on Zerha. I'm like, bro, he's dying. Like, bro, look at Zerha. Look, and no offense to Nick Haynes, but he's a fucking old man. Like, after a point in time, you're just not the same as you were when you were younger. Like, I remember when Haynes, and this is random as well, but in 23, when we played the Giants, I think Haynes retired the game before. And I made a post. I was like, fucking, I'd retire too if I had to play on Charlie King.
You know, that's another thing that does worry me, like, about Vossi the last couple of years. When a player struggles, he's never seemed to have changed that matchup. Like, your boy, Jesse, how many times did we see he struggled playing that role?
Yeah.
But he never seemed to, like, say to Durden, you go and play it.
Yeah.
Fogg, you go and play it. Like, Fogarty, he used to play midfield for Geelong. He'd be the natural guy to do it. I do feel like we hang players out to dry when it's not working.
Yeah.
Akers last year, I felt for Akers, because I don't think Akers is a bad footballer. I'll always say this, 2023 was his career year.
Yeah.
Like, what you're seeing last year is what I saw Blake Akers at Fremantle,
Yeah.
which is why I questioned the deal when we bought him. And I remember saying, I don't think he's much better than Nunes, and Nunes was my boy. I was like, I think he's the same as Nunes, but at least, you know, Nunes can play for Carlton. So we never seem to change the matchups though, do we? It's almost like we're like, oh, it's all right, go again.
Yeah, well, we stick to it, which is fine. It's a good mindset, right? But not fucking 15 rounds in and he's still there and he's still just dying. But it hurts the player's psyche as well.
We used to see it with Harry and Charlie. I very rarely see us switch defenders.
Yeah.
You know, like if one of them gets on top of the other, Voss never really said, oh, Harry, you switch with Charlie, give him a chop out, see if Charlie can get going.
Yeah.
You're in form, or if the other's in form. It just felt like Carlton were like, oh, it's all right, you'll win one
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, well, we're stubborn, hard-headed, I guess. With Cripps, I want to ask this before, but I forgot. With the leadership, we were talking about it before. Would you want him to give up the captaincy now, or? Because my whole thing is like, I'm expecting Voss not to be there next year, right? I'm expecting us not to do that well. If we don't make 10th, or it used to be finals, but if we don't make the top 10, I don't see him staying. I don't see how he can stay, right? I don't think it's fair because I think it's a completely different team, and we gave him new assistants, but he's put himself in this position now where he's been here, for 4 years? This will be his 5th year? Oh no, this will be his 4th year, right? I don't see, if we don't make finals, how he survives. So, but given that, Cripps will be 32 next year. Not this year coming, next year. He's going to have to give up the captaincy eventually, right? I'd rather it not be in 27. I'd rather be this year in 26, so you don't have a new coach and a new captain.
I think with Cripps, he's kind of got the Pendlebury treatment. I think Cripps is going to be a bit like Pendles, and he'll step down when he feels the time is right. Like, my big reservation is, I know people say Walsh should be captain, Wheater should be captain. I haven't really seen them do anything that says to me they're going to be better than Cripps.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think our problem is Cripps.
No.
I think he's one of the bright spots. For some reason, Cripps, even when he's blatantly injured, he's still putting in.
Yeah.
So I think for me with Cripps, he's the captain until he says he's not. I don't think he's done anything that suggests to me he's lost the group.
Yeah.
I do wish, the one thing that always leans me towards Wheater is Wheater looks pissed off during the game.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's turning me on about Wheater. Like last year, he genuinely looked fuming when Lewis Young made a mistake, or even O'Farrell. I remember him bollocking O'Farrell in game 2 of O'Farrell's career, and I was like, okay, this is good. Because sometimes I feel, I don't know if it's just because we don't see it, but maybe Cripps is a backroom leader. Maybe Cripps bollocks you off camera.
I think he just leads by example. I don't think he's a vocal captain. Now, again, I'm not in the club, but just by watching games, have you ever seen him like pull in a couple players and tell me you got to do this, or yell at a player or reprimand him?
Because he always blags my head. Maybe I'm motivated differently. I just look at Cripps and think this guy has single-handedly been on his own for 5 of his years. Like 2018, I think it was Cripps I'm pretty sure he was the only midfielder. Like, no offence to Darwin O'Brien and co.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you asked who did he play with, he'd be like,
myself. Yeah.
Was there anyone there? Okay, could you remind me? So I just think when Cripps does Cripps things, I'd personally be inspired as a player, because I'd be like, this guy has literally bled.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, should have been resting and played with injections. So I always question some of these players. How can you just watch Cripps do that?
Yeah.
And that's why Hewitt turns me on. I think Hewitt last year could see Cripps was hurting and stepped up.
Yep.
And that then annoys me that when Cripps has come out and said, we want to win the group together, I'm like, well, what's Walsh's problem?
Yeah.
Because he's been there with you his entire career.
Yeah.
And sometimes he goes, like, if you might feel like this, but how come George has been there 2-3 years and he's already got that loyalty to you?
Yeah.
He's already got that, he'll kill himself for you.
Yeah.
That needs to be in all 18 players, and it genuinely worries me sometimes, and that's why we go back to where we started. That connection needs to be better. These players need to realise that you're more than workmates.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. Well, that's what we're going for now, I guess. Like, because you can see as the whole, like, there was a narrative change around the Port game when the club got tagged, right? Players started coming out and being like, oh, if you don't want to be here, you can get out. And that's around the same time that Graham Wright took over properly. It was after round 16. So you can see the narrative changing. You can see players, like Wiedering came out, Cripps said the same thing. He's like, look, we got players, we give them players contracts. Like Graham Wright himself was like, oh, those players that left, Kerno, Charlie, Jack, he was like, look, they've got contracts in front of them. If they don't want to be here, they don't have to be here. Right? Players were saying the same thing. So the narrative changed. I feel like it's a lot more team-centric now. We're in this together than it was in the last couple of years, where it's like, you know, we're all stars, or, you know.
I do think it's good we've got players in, like Nick, no one talks about it, but Nick Haynes was the first person to comment about Carlton negatively when he played last year, just around the bye when we started losing, and he said that there's other players that are willing to do your job. And that turns me on, because I'm like, okay, this is not a Carlton man. And he's saying what I've wanted someone to say for years. You don't just get to play for this football club. It's not an expectation that you'll play next week. And hopefully, I'm with you, Atush. Hopefully, that's now you've got more Sydney guys in. I don't think, like, everything I've heard about Ben Ainsworth, and a good mate of mine used to coach him when he was a junior, said that this guy thinks he's 10 men. Like, genuinely thinks he's amazing. And that excited me, because I'm like, he's the kind of guy that's going to slap players and say, I'm here to win. I don't want to just play footy. I want to win games of football.
Well, he also comes from an elite culture, right? Like, I'm sure when Haynes came in from the Giants, he's like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm sure it's the same thing like Graham Wright and Chris Davies. They came from, like, elite clubs, and they came in here like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why do you guys do things this way?
I've always wanted to, like, you know, just off camera be able to ask, like, players who have been, like, at Collingwood Football Club, like Graham Wright, who's won a flag there, was at Hawthorn, players like Nick Haynes who've played in grand finals, Sydney, I'd just be like, what was your first day at training like? Like were they like doing what we do and go, this isn't real? Like, I genuinely wonder. Like, I do know an ex-player who was at another club at Fremantle, and he said the same his first day of training, and it always worried me. It was in the Teague era, and he was like, I actually thought it was a captain's run. The intensity. And that worried me. Like, it was his first day of training, but he was like, is this like captain's run? Or is this real run? And that worried me as a man. So I mean, in short, Atush, I genuinely, like, maybe it's misguided. I just can't believe you've got so many players there. You've got Josh Fraser, who I was a big advocate of bringing him back to Carlton because of what he did at Collingwood and their reserve team and everything I've heard from their VFL boys. Then I was a huge. You've got Graham Wright, who has won at Hawthorn, at Collingwood. He knows how to do it. Then you've got Haywood, you've got Florent. These guys have played solid football at good clubs. Surely now there is enough injection of good players and good mindsets who can instantly say, you guys are idiots. If they're doing stupid stuff, there's enough of them now to go, it's not what you do.
No, you'd hope so. Well, we can only find out, I guess. Opening round, we're gonna find out pretty soon. The first 2-3 games, we'll find out where we are.
I think the Sydney game is bigger than people expect, because I feel like the narrative around Sydney and Carlton is fascinating at the minute. Like, really fascinating, because I appreciate Sydney needed a key forward. I think we can all agree. Like, you looked at them last year.
Yeah.
I thought key back was more of a pressing concern, but I understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, now Sydney are going to be back to top 4.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a blip. It was just a Dean Cox-Teven issue. But everyone's saying with Carlton, we're bottom 4, Kerno, this is it. That could be a huge momentum game for me. If the Blues win that shifts the media narrative.
For sure.
And we are a momentum team, as you said.
Yeah, no, I've said this before. If we win against the Sydney game, if we win against Sydney, I'm buying grand final tickets. I'm like, fuck it. I'm clearing out my September, no more Bali trips. I'm staying here.
It's a great start, isn't it, as well? Because you've got Richmond next week and we owe them.
Yeah.
Like, because I think, I will say, I've been here, since 2011? That's the worst result I've ever seen. Because from where the media narrative, the pre-season expectations, I remember reading the Keynes Corns article saying he wouldn't be shocked if they went winless.
Yeah.
And that worried me when I read that, because I was like, mate, you've not seen us play, because we're the masters at ruining expectation. But I think that was, because that performance is everything that's wrong with Carlton. It was arrogance. Like, genuinely, I don't want to pan the players, but I think I saw 22 players turn up on the MCG that day expecting to win because they're Carlton.
We were saying it before the game. Chris was like, they smashed us a couple times, we owe them a smashing. Everyone was confident as, and then we went into the game up 40 points. I was like, this is great. But that was the worst 40-point lead I've ever seen in my life. Yeah,
I mean, look, it's a bad day when a guy who's on the rookie list, Seth Campbell, does a backflip on you.
Yeah, and then the commentary, bang. It's ingrained in my head. Like,
genuinely, I remember Seth Campbell because I was a big fan of him in the draft, and never did I expect I'd live to see the day the guy triple backflips on me. Like,
yeah, and then Cowan in the goal square lying down like this. Like, he just accepted his fate. Like,
and that's where I think sometimes Carlton go wrong, like, because then the next week's performance was horrible as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's what always annoys me. Like, genuinely, yes, you can drop Richmond.
Yeah.
I'll forgive you, but it should, like, switch something on in your head, shouldn't it?
You gotta lock in, yeah.
And I felt like the next 4 weeks, we kind of plodded. It was almost like the same Richmond attitude of, oh, it's just a blip. Yeah, and the messaging after that game was, it was just a blip.
Yeah.
But it felt like, these things happen, you get shocked. Yeah. Like, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Brad Lloyd, but someone said at a members forum, because I remember my mate sending me a video but saying, oh, people have got to remember we used to do that to Richmond when we were rubbish. Yeah, and I was like, for a quarter. Yeah. Like, not for the game. Yeah. Like, we never won one. Like, I appreciate 20 minutes they have a tail wag and then you kill them. Yeah. Like, we look shell-shocked when they kick goals. So I'm hoping we've got that high level, Latish, because I think that's what we deserve. We need to be a high-level football team, and I judge you how you treat your failures. And so far, I think they've appreciated last year was a failure. I've actually heard that F word. Yeah. Which is weird for the football club, because usually it's a blip. Yeah. Kind of expected. Yeah. We'll all be all right. It does feel like people are actually saying last year was unacceptable. We're going to fix it.
Well, you'd hope so. You'd hope that the club is just changing. I don't know if it's going to happen in 1 year, but it already looks like it's changing, right? It already looks like there's plenty of change going on. So, look, we'll wrap it up soon. I've got one more question around the whole Elijah Lispot thing. What's your thoughts on it? Because I know some people are really against it. Like, oh, it's the principle, you fuck up once, you don't get another chance. Oh, he's got 2 chances with us, right?
He's had a few.
Yeah.
Bless him.
So, look, I think with him, I think the difference, I think he's good enough to take that risk. I think when he's in our team and he's out fit and firing, he's like top 5 most important players. I think, like, there's Cripps, Walsh, Wiedering, and now Mackay. I think it's him next.
He's annoying because Elijah, it's personal with me and him. I'm a big Elijah boy. Yeah. Big Hollands family man. Love them to pieces. But on the issues, I'm a man that doesn't buy into speculation. So I'm just going to say what the club has told me is totally true. I'm not going to look into it and say that he's doing anything nefarious. I did like his interview where he talked about his alcoholism. That shows a bit of maturity to me. It's very rare in the football world to hear someone actually say, oh yeah, I did fuck up. Yeah. Usually it's, Like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm sure Lockie Neal is just saying that he was only changing her spark plugs. That's not what you think. And that's how AFL footballers work. So I enjoyed him saying the truth. I would be a liar as a former addict to say that you got to kick him out of the club and stuff. I think he deserves, if he's come to terms with it and he's settled with himself and he's willing to take the support, I think you've got to give him another chance. I look at the guys that are out there now, and no offence to Will White. Will White's got two things going for him. He works hard and he's a Carlton fan. But no offence, Elijah's talent level to Will White's
it's not
and
even
ceiling, it's like comparing me to Brad Pitt in Troy. It ain't comparing. We've both got a working face.
Yeah.
So I think Elijah, if he's there, and I can tell you as a man, if Elijah's watching this, you're never going to get the support like you'll have at Carlton.
Yeah.
Like round the clock psychiatrist, you've got 43 mates.
Yeah.
Fan base that will love you.
Yeah.
Life will never be as good as it might feel shit now, but trust me, out in the big bad world, there isn't, like when you're working at Bunnings and Barry from Warrnambool, he's calling you a prick because you gave him MF and he wanted M4 screws. Mate, life's good, so I hope it's him. And you know what, I think it's easy for Elijah now. I think Haywood's going to get that first refusal at high half forward.
Yeah.
So it's not like last year where we hoped he'd be good.
Yeah.
I think now he's got to earn it, which makes me excited a bit. Matt Cottrell's back, so I think he will be in with a shout. Everyone's forgotten about Cottrell, questionable TikTok dances.
Yeah.
Good footballer.
Yeah.
Can football.
Yeah.
So I hope it's him, and who the other guy is. If it's White, it's White. I like Wade Dirksen there.
Yeah. What about Darcy Tucker? Oh, yeah, he just went to the VFL.
You know what? When I saw that article, I was like, it has to be a VFL signing.
Yeah.
And then I saw Carlton fans do what Carlton fans are the best in the world at. Bad news is about to happen.
Yeah.
Then they play this game where they convince themselves it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like Carlton fans are the kind of people that if you tell your mate you saw his missus kiss someone else, he'll start convincing himself he never really loved her anyway.
Yeah.
You all right? Go golf with you. And I saw Carlton fans going, "Oh, Tucker though could be a good get," and I'm like, "Come on, he got dropped by North, bro. Like, do you know how bad North are?
Yeah.
Like, I could play for North. We love Marnie.
Yeah.
Marnie would have you and me on the list outside of 28 North Melbourne players.
Yeah. No, I mean,
If she's honest.
North. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, North's like a bottom two club all the time. I feel bad for him. I mean, I'm just gonna take pot shots at him now, but like, fuck, bro, that club is finished.
However, you did have the best. Like, honestly, I'll never forget when we talked about Toby Pink. And like the first person to text me when North won was Marnie saying, "Can't wait to tell Toby Pink about Atouche." And I'm like, no, Atouche made the mistake.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty.
Never bag an average player because they always become stars against us.
I was actually heartbroken. I was upset, and then. Because I actually, people think I was taking the piss. I didn't know who Toby Pink was until that game.
I think that's what made it even funnier for me.
Like, when I was said, who the fuck is Toby Pink, I genuinely meant it. I was like, I went into that game, I looked at their backline, I'm like, alright, well, who the fuck is this ginger cunt on it? Like, you know, it's fine. And then Charlie took a mark in the first, 1 minute of the game. I was like, fuck, alright, here we go. He's back. And he just got pocketed. He just got fucking pocketed, like no offense to Toby Pink, but he's not exactly the most supreme athlete ever, you know what I mean? I'm like, Charlie will run rings around him.
It's the most Carlton fan story ever.
Yeah.
It happened with me with Peter Laddams against Port as well. I remember backing in TDK and Peter Laddams turned into prime Brodie Grundy that game.
Yeah.
And there's viral clips of me bagging Peter Laddams saying he'll be lucky if he has 10 hit-outs. He had 43 goals. I think he got 2 Brownlow votes that game.
Yeah.
So shout out Laddams. Love you, cuz. Love you.
Fuck. I mean, we love making average players look good. Do with Ben Keys, Toby Pink, who actually he might not be average. He was the fucking Pink Reaper for that fucking 5-week stretch.
You know what? The Ben Keys one's funny because he won their BNF, didn't he, a couple of years ago? He's almost like the 5 Carlton games he dominated has turned his career around, and he now maybe that's like his psychology. He just thinks every team's Carlton.
Yeah.
And he's I'm really good now. I'm really good now.
Just every defender's Adam Sard.
yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe that's the Steve Nicks team talk. I know you're playing the Bulldogs, but that's just basically a rebranded Carlton. And he's like, okay. Just turns into a super. We maybe need to do that to Carlton players. Like, find a team that would like Geelong.
Geelong, yeah.
Just tell them that it's not really Sydney. Geelong are just wearing red today.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm going to fucking get Pommy and I in the fucking box, alright? Team tactician, motivational speaker, whatever.
Yeah, I just feel like this is Geelong. They've just turned up today. Like, Charlie wanted to go to Geelong.
Yeah.
We just tricked him. It's not really Sydney.
It's not hard to trick him. He's a fucking... I don't even know if I can say this on camera. I don't know if it's going to be... I don't care fuck about getting demonetized, but he's a fucking bonghead, bro. You can't tell me he doesn't rip him in his spare time.
He's very chilled.
He's always just like mellow.
He's very chilled. I've talked to him a few times at the BNF and genuinely, like, I wish I was that laid back.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, like, I've aged like 20 years supporting Carlton.
Yeah, I've got fucking white hair here.
Yeah.
Carlton.
Mate, you look at when I first did Blue Up Rod videos, dark hair, long flowing hair. It's like 50 kgs, life was amazing. I mean, I've shortened my lifespan, but like Charlie, like genuinely the most laid back cat in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that is for football, because he does play like that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Not sense of urgency.
Yeah, no, he's just kind of chilling. But like, I guess he's enough of an athlete not to, and this goes back to what we were saying before.
He's a freak, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just gifted. He never had to work hard, anything. I mean, the rehab was hard, I'm sure, but fucking, it just came to him, just naturally.
Yeah,
Fuck
like
it, bro.
some of them kicks at goal last year were his personality, weren't they?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
is there anything worse than seeing Charlie just half-arse a ball drop
yeah. And just kids across the floor. Or like him shooting from like 60 out.
and him chuckling to himself?
Yeah,
and you're like, I hate a laugh.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting old, but when I see players laughing at ends of games and stuff, it kills me.
I'm the same way. I'm fucking 20 years old. I'm the same way. When I see Akers laughing, Akers was laughing after we lost that Doherty game. I'll tell you what, I went to that Doherty final. I didn't want to go. All right? I went just for Doherty. Because like, you know, it's his retirement game, whatever, I'll go. I went there. I've never left a game early in my life. Never. I've been going to footy for 10, almost, it's longer than 10 years, right? That game was the first game ever where I even contemplated leaving early, and I was going to leave at halftime. I was like, you know, Doherty's fine, but fuck him. I don't care, bro. I can't watch this anymore. I can't watch this. I stayed until the end. Whatever. I clapped off Doherty, and I saw Akers fucking laughing after we lost.
Yeah, there's nothing worse. I mean, especially when you look at like years ago, like Bryce Gibbs. Do you remember when he like nearly died for Cade Simpson's game?
Yeah.
Do you remember like in the background of the rooms, he's chucking up blood?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the kind of what you want, isn't it, from all the players? You just want them. But I also appreciate, like, I know we're quite harsh. I mean, I think I've laughed when I've lost.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Like,
you
genuinely,
can laugh off camera. Go in the room and laugh all you want. Like, you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, I've had a chuckle. Do you know what I mean? So I do. We're very under the microscope, aren't we? And it's funny because I do always think though, like, you're Carlton player until you laugh. Because the amount of people have said, this is what happens when you get Frio scum. And I'm like, he was your favourite though last year.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't. Like, it's not his fault. But yeah, no, I'm with you, Tush. Like, look, I'm bullish this year. Like, because we can't keep being rubbish, can we?
No.
I know the meme says it can.
Yeah.
But like, we've always done the same thing. That's what my faith is. We've always done the faith. Like, the old Carlton would have launched a big bid for some Mickey Mouse footballer this year. Maybe Lekalia, because that fell down. Like, the old Carlton would have made hard work and then got the brand name in. I do like the fact we've gone the opposite way this year, killed brand names.
Yeah, and just got a bunch of random people. Hayward's a name, Ainsworth's a name, but the other three, I mean, they're not.
Yeah, and what that says to me is, I think that's what we needed.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we'll do this next year, and we had a good final series, and Cody Walker's through the door.
That's it.
And we have I don't know, Jed Walter is the new key forward to go with Harry.
That's it. Zach Butters is in.
Yeah,
Buku in the back line.
Yeah, and suddenly we're like talking about flags.
Hey, one can hope. Can you imagine? Well, like I said, I'll jump in the lake. 14 wins, real shit, wallah, bro, I swear.
Mate, 14 wins,
I'll jump in the
me and
lake.
Tush will leg it in that lake.
Yeah, and then get like E. coli and die.
We'll swim across, touch the rock, come back, and then live stream from the Monash Hospital on a drip.
Pommy, thank you very much for coming on.
Hey, my pleasure, my friend.
Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Make sure you check out Pommy's channel, one of the best Carlton content creators of all time. What do you got planned coming up? Anything?
Yeah, we've got a Supercoach show should start in next week. But just usual general AFL content, and we're building up for the best game ever, the State of Origin. I can't wait for the State of Origin. I'm excited, hoping to see no injuries, but can't wait for a bit of football. What, 48 days, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Fuck it, 46.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm counting it down.
Hey mate, 46. We're nearly there. We're nearly there.
So can't wait. Again, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you guys
Pleasure.
for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.